It's not a surprise because if you recall, the government has come up with this issue of Boko Haram, in the splinter group. And they have been causing a lot of havoc, making it almost impossible for government to tackle the issue. But we believe that this is an asymmetric war. Government is doing everything within its powers to check the menace. If you also recall that this splinter group has an affiliation, some of them have affiliation with the ISIS. So it has been internationalized. It's not just a Nigerian issue. So we need this, the Nigerian government needs the support of all international organizations and foreign countries to assist us fight this scourge.
Now, in terms of, you speak of Nigeria needing support, and on the other hand, we have the government saying that it is winning the battle against these insurgents. What exactly is going on? Why is the government not coming out and stating that they do need assistance and they're not able to curb the violence that is taking place?
I don't think there's any time the government has said they don't need support, even though government claims some successes have been made in the fight against terrorism, especially Boko Haram. Government has made tremendous success, yes, but we still have some challenges. So it's not as if the government does not need support. If we don't need support, why must government be going to the federal government going on tour of some countries? You recall that the federal government just ordered 12 Tucano aircrafts from the United States, and some offers have been made to government by other countries who have expressed concern on what is going on in Nigeria.
Now, Mike, this is the second attack in just a matter of days. Is the military overwhelmed?
I wouldn't say the military is overwhelmed. If you also recall that, one of the aims and objectives of Boko Haram is that they hate Western education. They don't like Western education. They don't like government, a constituted government. So we are heading into elections, so they will also want to come out to carry out some attacks to still continue with their belief that they don't have any belief in government. So I think that is what is responsible for this fight. But I think with time we shall overcome.
Now, Mike, on Friday, there seems to be reports that 23 soldiers disappeared or went missing, and this is together with military vehicles, and this is after an ambush that took place in Bama. How true are these reports?
Well, I think that those issues will be resolved by the military, and I believe they should have issued a statement. I'm not in position, I don't have the details of what actually transpired there.
Would you say that Boko Haram remains a complicated network?
Of course, Boko Haram remains a complicated network. Initially, we were talking about localization of Boko Haram, but it has been internationalized with other foreign terrorist organizations. So it's not just a Nigerian challenge. It's an international problem that we must all contend with.
Now, Mike, you mentioned the fact that Boko Haram has been internationalized and it's growing, and clearly there must be some sort of not understanding exactly who and where they are at any given point in time. Who is funding Boko Haram? Do you have any idea? Does anyone know exactly where their funds are coming from?
Funds of terrorist organizations come from various sources. They have assistance from other terrorist organizations like ISIS. If you recall that ISIS, when Boko Haram pledged their support to ISIS, because they control some oil fields in their own area, they have some money. So the possibility of these foreign terrorist organizations and some other countries funding that cannot be ruled out. Other sources of funds also include raiding of banks and going to communities where they raid and they take money from people.
How best should the Nigerian government deal with Boko Haram? Is dialogue the best way in dealing with them? You mentioned earlier that international assistance is required and is needed. But in terms of dialogue, would this win the fight against Boko Haram speaking to them and dealing with this, with dialogue?
Well, best world practices don't negotiate with terrorists. But if you look at our local content of the terrorist organization, we can adopt our own method of trying to resolve the problem by at least, if we have known leaders who are genuine, because some of them are not genuine. If you know known leaders, why not? But best world practices, you don't negotiate with terrorists, because if you do, you tend to give them some strength. So government should not be seen to be negotiating from weak point.
So if there's no negotiation with terrorists, which is a stance that is held globally, what then needs to be done? Should government retaliate in terms of attacking or finding out exactly where they are situated and attacking those areas? What is the best response or reaction to the Boko Haram insurgents?
I think the government has been trying to use the carrot and stick approach. When you negotiate with them, if you don't get results, you apply a little pressure or force to see. But a combination of both, I believe, will be yielding some results.
And in terms of the international community or international assistance, what would be the expectation? Would it be funding, or would it be actual foot soldiers being brought into Nigeria and searching for the Boko Haram insurgents and then taking things from there? What would be the best way going forward?
Best way going forward, like I said, is international collaboration. We need to exchange intelligence with other countries who also have similar challenges in terms of training, in terms of armament improvement, like the government has also been going about trying to acquire more arms to fight Boko Haram. I think a combination of all these factors will assist us in getting out of this problem, especially now that we're going to campaigns. And I believe that we should be able to reduce the effect of these insurgents before the elections.